Okay, welcome back. This was the problem that you were supposed to do on your Canvas, so let's go ahead and do it together. We are solving for x, so we're getting this term by itself. Notice we're multiplying it by a negative b, and then there's an a here that's a positive a that we're adding. So we want to first move the a over. This is a positive a, so we need to subtract a in order to get rid of it. So we're subtracting a from both sides. That cancels. We're left with negative b times x equals c minus a. Notice that the negative sign comes down with it. Okay, the a was positive. We were subtracting b. That means that this b ultimately is negative. Okay, so to get the x by itself now, we're going to need to divide by that negative b. So we're going to divide everything by negative b. And negative b's cancel, so we have x equals, and this could just be c minus a over negative b. The other way that you could write this is you could take that negative and say that this is negative c minus a over b. You could also just multiply the negative through on the top and call this negative c plus a over positive b. All of three of these are the same answers. It just depends on how we deal with this negative sign. We can move the negative sign to the front, or we could run the negative sign through, multiply it through the top, but it all gets to be the same thing. So these three answers are all the same. All right. Again, if you've got questions, make sure you seek out your teachers, but let's go ahead and go to the last example set here. We're going to use a geometric formula now. So the area A of a triangle is given by this formula, A equals 1/2 BH, where B is the base and H is the height. So we want to solve the formula for the height, H. So we're getting this term over here by itself. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, notice the operations that are happening here. This is 1/2 times b times h. So we need to move everything over if these are all multiplying together. So what I want to do first is let's get rid of the 1/2. Okay, we learned in a previous lesson that when we're multiplying a fraction there, the best way to get rid of it is to multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of 1/2, which is 2 over 1, right? And so I get 2 over 1 times a over 1, which is 2a, equals, and then the 1/2 cancels with the 2. So I have 2a equals bh. Now I need to get the h by itself. I'm multiplying the b, so I'm going to divide by b. And I get, the b's canceling, so I get h equals 2a over b. And just like before, the a and the b are different variables. They're different terms, so they don't combine in any way through multiplication, division, whatever. So we just mark out what the operation was. I divided by b, so over here I'm showing that I divided by b. Now it says to use the rewritten formula to find the height of a triangle with an area equal to 64.4 and a base of 14. So the a value is 64.4 and the b value is 14. Now we need to use these two values in our formula in order to find what the height of a triangle would be. So I'm going to plug in. My formula is h equals 2a over b. So this is really h equals 2 times 64.4 over 14. And now we just do the math, right? 2 times 64.4 is 128.8. So I have 128.8 over 14. And then I got to divide that, 128.8 divided by 14, which turns out to be h equals 9.2. So again, notice on this one, I got rid of the 1/2 by multiplying by the reciprocal. So that gave me 2a. And then to get rid of the b, because it's multiplying, I divided. After that, I used the two values they gave me. I plugged it into the formula and found my response. Now that's the last example that I have for you. There's one more practice that I'd like you to go back and do on your Canvas. So please go do that and then check out the last video for the solution.